Hey guys, it's Will from Potato Strong here. I want to talk to you if you're a meat and dairy eater, a guy, or you're not really sure about what vegans eat, plant-based. I'm going to go through the meals that I eat and some options for you for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and that type of thing. I find that simplicity is probably works best for most people. 3 basic meals, and then you can add some alternatives. But it's really simple at the end of the day. If you look at all the stuff that's out there, new cookbooks and desserts and all these things, new restaurants opening up, nutrition information, conflicting science and reports on the news. I like to simplify things in various aspects of my life, from work to investing. Everything, it boils down to simplicity for me. It takes a lot of work, but to get it to the point where you just simplify things. But that's where I can sort of help and provide value. So, just in particular with the meat and dairy and the oil, people that eat that stuff, and I've done that in the past. There's just an uncertainty about what to eat. In a misperception of what vegans eat, like they just eat salad or smoothies or green drinks or stuff like that. But so I want to go through the meals. So first of all, breakfast. Now you can tailor every recipe, every meal to your own liking. There's so many variations I've been finding that I provide the basics and some alternatives, but nothing's going to be 100% what you particularly want to eat in some cases. So, and we all have different experiences. So for breakfast, I always ate pretty much cold cereal. Maybe on the weekend I would have eggs or something like that, pancakes once in a blue moon. But the staple was the cold cereal. So I started out with some shredded wheat and different things, but now I basically eat oatmeal. And what I do is after I cook it, I put it in the fridge so it cools down. You can do that the night before if you want. I add I have frozen defrosted strawberries, a little bit of milled flaxseed. Sometimes for crunch, you can put a little bit of grape nuts or something like that. But I add banana milk to the cold oatmeal, and that's just a banana blended with maybe half a cup of water now, just to give it that creaminess. So I like that cold. So if you just like oatmeal, you can just eat it warm, and add whatever fruit you want: blueberries, bananas, strawberries, other things. Other things for breakfast that I don't have as much, but there's alternatives, is a tofu scramble with hash browns. So it's amazing, but the tofu crumbled up, fried in a pan with some onion, fresh tomatoes on top, the turmeric, it gives it that yellow color. It tastes amazing to me. And a side of breakfast potatoes. You can bake up some potatoes in the oven. That's a good one. I don't eat that very often, even on the weekends nowadays. It's just the odd time. There's a hash browns I make, not very often either, but if you put chopped up potatoes, like quartered potatoes, in a blender in water and blend it with like a Vitamix from that, you can actually make small little hash brown type potatoes. They're not like the shredded ones, but they're just small. They're really good. You bake those on a tray, like a baking pan with on a parchment paper or one of those Silpats. Fat-free. There's these pancakes. If you use whole wheat pastry flour, they're pretty light. They're lighter than the whole wheat flour themselves, but a little bit of non-dairy milk with that. You can use real maple syrup, or you could defrost some berries and the juice, like unsweetened berries. You usually get juice with those, and let's pour that on top. I have some pictures here. Okay, I'm gonna move on to lunch now. And so lunch and dinner can be interchangeable. So, depending on if you're working and you're going to take leftovers or what you can make fresh at the time. But a great one is mashed potatoes and gravy with corn. So it's a big pile of mashed potatoes. I really like yellow fleshed potatoes. They're really creamy. I don't add any non-dairy milk or non-dairy margarine or anything like that. Just whip them up. The brown gravy, I've got a recipe for that. And a side of corn or whatever vegetable you like. Sometimes broccoli or cauliflower or whatever. There's baked fries. Those are amazing. There's different ways you can do it. You can just bake them, slice them up in wedges, bake them, or French fries shapes with ketchup or gravy. You can add Italian herb, like you can add whatever Italian. We have Italiano spice, but you can put whatever spices you want. Onion powder and some parsley or oregano, type of thing. But that's a nice touch. You can make a spicy Cajun French fry, which is a mixture. You could have chili powder, paprika, cayenne pepper. Some of these things, like I say, you can have for dinner too. It's just up to you, based on your schedule. Tacos. So I bake up some taco shells. The corn tacos are amazing. Like I just couldn't deal with the store-bought ones, and these are way healthier. There's no fat. Put them on an oven rack, and they sort of fold down as you bake them. The mixture is beans, rice, and corn. Diced tomatoes. I put some, chili powder. That type of thing, like a chili mix powder. And I usually top it with like a hot chunky salsa. There's a chili, and there is some. You can see the toast there. I don't eat a lot of bread these days, but you can get whatever your favorite Ezekiel or some kind of a whole grain bread. But it's not necessary. But the chili is really good. We've got a recipe for that. And inside the chili, you can have lentils, or you could potentially add the like a soy ground round, which is the fake soy products. You don't have to do that. The more I've been doing, the plant-based diet, I'm sort of losing my taste for some of the soy products, but that's up to you if you want to put that in there. But it's pretty. You just got beans and diced tomatoes and veggies in there, so it's really tasty. And then we've got a salad here. I usually have quite a huge bowl, way bigger than you normally just put a little side on your plate. I make a organic spinach and arugula, like a spring mix, Swiss chard, all the different variations, and I just put a delicate balsamic vinegar on there. You can mix vinegar with like a balsamic with like a mustard, Dijon mustard or yellow mustard. And some people put maple syrup a little bit in there, like a three ingredient one, but a lot of times I just put the balsamic on there. Okay, for the dinners, and like it's, you can have these for lunch or leftovers too, is the rice and beans. That's one of my favorites now. I just cook up a big batch of brown rice with black beans or kidney beans. You can add kidney beans to the rice anytime you want, or ahead of time. I've got a side of extra chunky salsa, and I usually bake up a couple of tortillas, corn tortillas. They get really crunchy. I've got this Asian noodle soup, which is great. It's got vermicelli noodles, or those bean type of noodles. The real key is the sriracha sauce. But I like having a hot soup. It's like a vegetable broth with whatever veggies you like. I got bok choy in there, Chinese cabbage, broccoli, peas. Usually fry up some onion. We've got pizza. That can be on a whole wheat type of dough. or a mixture. Sort of lighten it up a bit. Whatever veggies you like, and the sauce. There's pasta, whole wheat pasta. You can put, you can make your own sauce with frying up some onion and garlic and red, green pepper, like just in water. There's different types of things you can do with pasta. If you use like linguine or whatever, you can put lentils in there. That's like a meat sauce. Really nice. Have a big salad too. Um, there's mashed potatoes. I have a brown and chicken style gravy, but there's some mushroom gravy too you can make. You can add mushrooms to it if you like mushrooms for flavor. I've got like a kind of a Alfredo pasta, creamy Alfredo. So it's like a white bean, usually, the white beans, and that'll make kind of a creamy sauce for the pasta, just for something different from the typical tomato sauce. I've got these white bean and potato cakes, so you can mix the white beans with potatoes and onions and breadcrumbs and make bake these up and have white bean cakes. Usually put, for us, it's like a low sodium ketchup. And then there's chickpea curry. That's tomato based. You put the curry powder in there. You got your chickpeas. I usually add cauliflower and some chopped up potatoes. I cook them up. And that's on basmati rice. It can be, you can add turmeric and make a yellow, the rice will be kind of yellow. So as you can see, hopefully, there's so many tasty things. These are like amazing meals. Of course, desserts. You can have fruit, like an orange or whatever you like. Sometimes I have that in the evening. Banana ice cream. So if you freeze a banana and you blend it like in a Vitamix, it's unbelievably creamy like ice cream. I'll never have any desire for ice cream. And I can mix in other things. If you want to make strawberry, mango, or something like that, you could. Some people can get away with like a little bit of walnuts or something like that. There's so many variations. But I don't talk too much about desserts just because in the vegan movement there's so many desserts out there and there's so much fat and sugar and all sorts of stuff in there, and people are happy to find these vegan versions, but like the vegan margarines and so many fattening things that I just think, I try to stay satiated on 3 main meals a day. So I don't really want to push the desserts, and there's people that have really nice pictures and beautiful, involved desserts, but like I said, the banana ice cream is pretty cool. I made occasionally, not too much lately, but like a pumpkin muffin. So like the desserts are going to have, a lot of times they're going to have flour in that, and those are a bit higher calorie density, so I just don't eat too many of them. But I've got these black bean brownies, like every once in a while, if you wanted something in your, I figure if you're going to eat something like that, a dessert or a snack, try to make it yourself. So there's these black bean brownies, and there's not many ingredients in there. I've got there's these pumpkin muffins that I mentioned. There's some other sites like Fat Free Vegan and Happy Herbivore, that have some pretty low fat, but most of the other ones are going to be pretty high fat. There's going to be lots of oils and all these fattening, like I say, butter. And so I think that, the other thing is, like, for snacks, I've been lately making these potato chips. So I slice them with a mandolin slicer, really thin. And then, believe it or not, if you microwave it, they get unbelievably crispy because I think, the water's heated off there. And I've tried baking them. They're not quite as good, but you could do baking if you have any issues with the microwave. But and then you could put, soak them in vinegar, like a malt vinegar, and you could put spices on there, like some of the chili powder and the cayenne pepper and paprika, and make kind of a spicy chip. I just do that on parchment paper in the microwave. So I think I've covered mostly everything and I have the website www.potatostrong.com, and there's recipes broken down by breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and desserts and snacks type thing. And on my Facebook page, facebook.com/potatostrong, I post pictures on a regular basis, and Instagram and Twitter, basically Potato Strong. And so you'll see what I eat on a regular basis, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much oatmeal, a baked fries, and rice and beans with salsa and corn tortilla, and usually a big salad. That's like the core. And then occasionally we throw in pasta, um, pizza on a rare occasion. Um, the tofu scramble and that is every few weeks. The one thing I'm eating a lot of now is this Asian noodle soup. We've had cold winter, but I really enjoy that, and that's a lot of vegetables, which is great. So these are amazing, tasty meals that anybody I think would enjoy, and it just changes the perception of this whole plant-based, vegan type of diet where it's not it's not very hearty and tasty, and I just hope that anybody people that are on Rato 4 can do this in the evenings and just eat eat the stuff that's really filling and tasty. So those are pretty much it, and I hope you enjoy them, and let me know if you try them out. Okay, see you guys.